السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. معسكر أرشفة يرحب بكم في نسخته الثانية والتابع لمبادرات أرشفة، واللي تهتم لأن تكون المصدر الأول للطالب في الجانب الأكاديمي. السيشن اليوم في مادة ماث 102 بتقديم الدكتور العزيز شادي العمري للتحضير للاختبار النهائي لترم 202. الهيلب سيشن إن شاء الله يكون مسجل وتجدونه في قناة أرشفة لاحقا، بالإضافة إلى وجود شروحات وسلسلة حلول أولد إكزام للسنوات الماضية. عشان تعرفون آخر أخبارنا وبرامجنا تابعونا عبر حسابنا في تويتر @أرشفة KFUPM. نتمنى لكم معسكر مليء بالفائدة، والآن نترككم مع الدكتور شادي. تفضل يا دكتور.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. رمضان مبارك يا شباب. Before we start, can you see my screen clearly and can you hear my voice clearly also?
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Yes, we can.
وعليكم السلام. All clear.
Yes, good.
All clear.
Abdullah, just if you can give approval for those students who sent requests.
تمام يا دكتور.
Yes, okay. Let's start يا شباب. Okay. Today we will the final revision, or the revision for the final exam. I split it into two parts. In the first part, we will discuss some questions from 7.4 up to 11.3, and tomorrow we have part 2 at the same time. It will be from 11.4 till 11.10. Okay. Now the first question, which is talk about the partial fraction.
Doctor, sorry.
Yes.
Before we proceed, we will not include chapter 5.
The first exam material اللي هي من chapter 5 I think up to this section before 7.4, يعني from the first section to 7.3, we already covered that one in the previous revision classes. You can find it on أرشفة website يعني. You can find the videos there يعني. And the solution, all the files, we already do. We have done with that revision part. So today, as you know, one of the integration techniques is the integration by partial fraction. There is some important ideas about the partial fraction. For example, let me start with the question number 1. In question number 1, he said that if you use partial fraction to split the left-hand side, this term, after you split it, you will find it will be equal a over x minus 1 plus bx plus c over x squared plus 1. What is the value of 2a plus b plus c? In general, يا شباب, the idea of partial fraction is the following. You need always to take the denominator and put it in the simplest form. So you need just to keep simplifying the left-hand side, okay, to write it in its factors. Once you write it in its factors, suppose that one of the factors is linear. If you have linear factor, the numerator will be constant. Suppose that you have irreducible, like this one. We cannot factorize this one, right? So you keep it as x squared plus 1. We cannot factorize it more over real numbers. We can factorize it over imaginary, but I need over real numbers. Okay? So if we couldn't factorize quadratic equation like this one over real numbers, then the numerator will be linear because it's of order 2. Then the numerator will be of order 1. So it will be ax plus c or bx plus c. This is the main idea. طيب, what in case يا شباب if I have factorized the fraction in general and I get one of the fraction to be linear like this one, x minus 1, but it's repeated. I mean x minus 1 is repeated twice. In this case, how to factorize it? You will factorize it as linear over x minus 1 plus another fraction. It will be also linear, but x minus 1 squared. So I have two fractions for this part. What in case if I have quadratic? Yani, for example, suppose that I have x squared plus 1, but when I factorize it, I find it twice. And there's something else. For this part here, when you split it into fraction, this one also will have two fractions. The first fraction will be ax plus c over x squared plus 1 and cx plus d or dx plus e مثلا over x squared plus 1, but because this is the second fraction, you will give square here. We will see another example like this one, but firstly, let me start finding, let me learn you, I'll remind you, I'm sure that all of you know this technique, but let me show you how we can find all of these constants. First of all, you need to put all of these fractions with the same denominator. Okay, with the same denominator. So I'll multiply this one by x squared up and down, and this one by x minus 1 up and down. In this case, you will get the same denominator in both sides. So then equal numerator with numerator. So in general, يا شباب, a multiplied by x squared plus 1 plus the other numerator, which is bx plus c, multiplied by x minus 1, it will be what? It will be this numerator. Okay? X squared plus 2x minus 1. Is that clear?
Clear. Yes, clear.
Okay. Now we can use the maybe you know this technique اللي هي cover up. يعني if I want to avoid dealing with this term, you can choose x to be 1. So if x equal 1, what will happen? All of this one will disappear. So this is, we call it cover up, okay? So we left with what? A multiplied by, you substitute x equal 1 here, it will be 2a. So left hand side will be 2a, right? 2a. Now what about the right hand side? Substitute 1 here, it will be what? 1 plus 2 minus 1, so it will be 2. This implies directly a equal what? A equal 1. Right. We have the value of a. Now a is 1. But how to find b and c? I cannot substitute something here to cover up this one, to make it 0. Right? So I cannot choose something like that. How to find b and c? You can now compare the coefficient in both sides. Yani, if I want to find the coefficient of x, let me change the color, just coefficient. The coefficients of x in both sides will be what? Yeah, coefficient of x in both sides. Here I couldn't get x, right? But here I can find x by multiplying bx by minus 1. So the coefficient of x on the left will be minus b plus c, right? Because if I multiply this term by that one, you will get minus bx. And if you multiply c by this term, you will get cx. So the coefficient of x will be just minus b plus c. Right. What is the coefficient of x on the right? 2. So we have this equation now. Keep it in your mind. Okay, I will use it. What about the coefficients of x squared? The coefficient of x squared in both sides. Here I have a, and here if I multiply bx by x, it will be bx squared. So a plus b. Can I get x squared in any other term? No, you cannot. Right, what is the coefficient of x squared on the right? It will be 1. Exactly. Now you can substitute this value here. 1 plus b equal 1. So what's the value of b?
0.
B is 0. Okay, so b will be 0 in this case. Type if b equals 0, now from this equation اللي هي minus b plus c equal 2, substitute 0 for b, that means c will be what? C will be 2. Now in the question we need to evaluate what? You need to evaluate 2a plus b plus c, and this is equal what? 2 times 2 plus 0 plus 2, and this is equal 6.
2 times 1, Doctor.
2 times 1, sorry. 2 times 1, the value of a is 1. So the answer will be 4. The answer will be 4, exactly. So the answer here, in this case, it will be D, right? Is that clear, Shabab? We will use this idea again. So to just let this idea clear for you, I will move to this question, then I will go back to question 2. But let me use, because I'm talking about partial fraction, so let me give you the chance to try to solve this one. If I find the partial fraction decomposition of this fraction, is it A, B, C, D, or E? I will give you 2-3 minutes to think about this one. All of you, please start factorize this one. What is the technique? The technique in general, شباب, you need to what? To factorize this one and put it in the simplest form. All of you, start simplifying this one and give me the answer. Is it A, B, C, D, or E, and why? If you solve it, raise your hand. Take 2-3 minutes. يلا شباب. I will check if there is some students in the request or something. Yeah, there are many. Okay, we accept all of them. Okay, so the number will increase now.
والله يا دكتور
Sorry?
طالع لي في البندنج ما في أحد.
Yeah, I already give approve for them.
والمشكلة أظن في بعض الطلاب مرسلين approval فشكل في مشكلة في التيمز.
I just approved many students now. I just approved them. Give them approval. So no pending now. No pending requests. Don't worry. I will check every 5 minutes. I will check if there is some students in the waiting list. Then I will give them approval. Don't worry. خلاص. If you want, Abdullah, you can leave and you will come at the end of the class if you want. Okay. There are some students raising their hand. Let me choose. Yes, يا عمر عبد الرحمن.
B.
The answer is B. Omar, can you hear me, Omar?
Yes, the answer is B.
Okay, the answer is B. How you solve it, Omar? Let's solve it together. Yeah.
First, x to the power 4 minus 81 is equal to x squared minus 9.
Okay, so you start factorizing the denominator. So x power 4 minus 81. How you factorize it?
It's x squared minus 9 multiplied by x squared plus 9.
Don't forget that, square for all of them, so square, right?
Yeah, but it's
9, Doctor, not 81.
Oh, sorry, 9. Okay. Now, can I factorize it more? Yeah, Omar?
Yes, x squared minus 9 is equal to x minus 3, x plus 3.
Exactly. X minus 3, x plus 3. And this square for both of them, so it will be square here, square here. Good. And the other side, can I factorize this one?
No.
You cannot.
No.
We cannot factorize this one. Okay. See here, Shabab. This is the simplest form. So if I want to do the partial fraction decomposition, it will be like the following. 1 over x power 4 minus 81 power 2 will be. First of all, I will consider the first part. It is x minus 3, which is linear, but repeated twice. So that means we will have two fraction for this part. What is the first part? The first fraction, Omar?
A over x minus 3.
Exactly, a over x minus 3. The second one will be what?
B over x minus 3 squared.
Type. Some student will ask you, Omar, this is quadratic. Why you put b here?
This squared is for repeated, not for x.
Exactly. This is for multiplicity. I mean, this is the linear part repeated twice. So this is for multiplicity. Just you will do the same thing for the second part. So you will have c over x plus 3 plus d over x plus 3 square. Right? Type. What about this part here? What do you think? It is quadratic of order 2. So how I will write the fraction for this one?
Ex plus f over x squared plus 9.
Ex plus f over x squared plus 9. And you have to write another one because of this multiplicity. So gx plus h over x squared plus 9. So can I know before factorizing? So it will be b. So your solution is correct. The solution is this one. You are right. You are right. But يا شباب, let me ask you something. Can I know how many fraction I will have before writing the decomposition? Yes, it is the sum of the multiplicity after you simplify it in the simplest form. This is simplest form. The multiplicity is 2, 2, 2. The sum of the multiplicity will be what? 6. So you will have 6 fraction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that clear?
Doctor?
Yes.
What about option D? Why it's not incorrect?
Option D, because this one can be simplified more. X squared minus 9, you can factorize it to be x minus 9, x minus 3, x plus 3, right? So
That
it
means
is
it's not wrong itself, right?
yeah, this is wrong because you can't simplify it x squared minus 9. Why he didn't simplify it?
I see.
You see?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Good. Everything is clear, Shabab? Anyone has a question? Excellent. Now let me, yes. Clear, okay. Now let me go back to this important idea. This is, we call it special substitution. For this special substitution, I put already here the rules you needed. Usually in the questions, we bring this يعني form for the question using the substitution t equal tan x over 2. Once he give you this hint, this is the hint in the question, okay? Once he give you this hint, you will use this rules here, okay? Once he suppose that let t equal tan x over 2, you need to memorize that. I will suppose sine equal this, cosine equal this, and for sure tan will be sine over cosine, and dx will be 2 over 1 plus t squared. Okay, this is, we use it when we need to use the substitution t equal tan x over 2. Okay, let me go back to the question. Use this substitution to find the integration of this integral. Yeah. Do you need me to give you time to solve it, or should I solve it directly? I suggest to let you take 2-3 minutes just to figure out what we will have or what we will face.
Doctor, but this is the first time I see cosine x over 2 this form.
Yeah, this is in 11 point. This question from 7.4.
Yeah, I see the cosine x, but cosine over 2. When I
Sine
say 2.
Yeah, you mean this? This you use it when you derive the technique.
Yeah,
we will use this one. Yeah. Most probably you don't need this. Usually we use this one with that one and that one. And suppose that you will need tan. Tan simply will be sine over cosine. Okay. Here I will use tan. But how to use the tan here? Tan will be the value of sine over cosine. So just try to solve it. The idea here is when you use this technique to simplify this fraction, you will get partial fraction decomposition. So this technique will lead you to question 1 and question 3. Because of that, I solved 1 and 3, then go back to 2. So I need you just to simplify it. Once you get partial fraction, then stop. We will solve it together. But try to solve this question or to do the first step. Almost every final exam, you face a question like this. So I need you to try to solve it. Take 2 minutes. Yes, Saleh, you have something or you solve it?
Yes, E, is it? Is it E?
Is it E? Let me double check.
I think we don't need partial fraction. I didn't solve it with partial fraction.
Maybe in some cases maybe you will not need partial fraction. Maybe. I think the answer is E. Yes, it's E. Yes, we will see why. Okay, how you solve it, ya Saleh?
First, I set these formulas. So 2 over 1 plus t squared.
Yeah, 1 over sine x plus cosine plus tan x. طبعا here dx. Okay, this is equal what? Let me start step by step. dx, you put the value of dx.
Yes.
Okay, so it will be something like this. dt. Good. In denominator, sine x equal what? This one.
2t over 1 plus t squared.
Exactly. What about tan?
2t over 1 minus t squared.
Exactly. Tan x يا شباب, usually we take sine over cosine, right? So it will be 2t over 1 plus t square divided 1 minus t square multiplied by 1 plus t square. So as you see here, this one simplify that one, and we will get this value here for tan, which is equal what? 2t over 1 minus t square. So right, يا صالح. This one here will be just 2t over 1 minus t square. طيب, then what I have to do?
Multiply up and down by 1 plus t squared.
What about 1 minus t?
1 plus t squared.
1
Then
plus
you
t
get-
and 1 minus t. يعني
This is my I don't know.
Yeah, شوف, to avoid dealing with all the denominators, you multiply by LCD of the denominators, which is this one and this one. You multiply it up and down.
Yeah, I did it the other way around. So just
Yeah, you forget this one.
small.
In this case, you will forget this one, right?
Yeah, but I then يعني
You
سويت
multiply it in 2 steps.
مقام.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 steps.
I see. You do it in 2 steps. So let's see here. This one will be simpler. 2 over 1 plus t square times this. So 1 plus t square simplified with 1 plus 2 t square. So you will have 2 times 1 minus t square. Divide.
Doctor, you can't take 2 from the beginning because
We
you
see.
have it in,
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
We can. If you want, we can put this 2 outside. Why not? We can put this one outside or keep it inside. In both cases, we will solve it. But you
no,
are
remove it. 2
remove-
over 2 plus 2.
Okay, let me simplify it first. Okay, then I will remove it now. 2 over 2t over 1 plus t square multiplied by this. Also 1 plus t square simplified with 1 plus t square. So here I will have 2t multiplied by 1 minus t square. Okay, plus 2t times 1 minus t square multiplied by this one, you will get what? 2t times 1 plus t square dt طبعا. This one, if you want to simplify it, you will get 2 over 1 minus t square. Now you can take 2t from both sides, common factor. So you will have 1 minus t square plus 1 plus t square. This one simplify with that one. 2 with 2 simplified. So we will have the integral of 1 minus t square over what? Over 2t, right?
Yes.
dt. So the question becomes like this one. In this case, yeah, it's a simple case, so I don't need the partial fraction. But to simplify it, you need what? To divide it as long division. So if you want to simplify it, that one, you need to simplify, maybe you can write it as minus t.
Dr. Shadi.
Yes.
You can split 1 over 2t minus t over t.
Also, it's possible. Why not? Also, it's possible. If you split it without division, you will get 1 over 2t minus t half t over 2 dt. And then you can integrate this one. So you will get half ln t minus half t square over 2. So it will be 1 over 4. Okay? طبعا plus c, because it is indefinite integral. Now, this is my integral. But what is t, يا شباب? What is t? From the question, t equal tan x over 2. Because I don't know if t is positive or negative when I get I don't know if this t is positive or negative. So I have, when I integrate it, I have to put absolute value, right? صحيح يا شباب؟ معي انتوا ولا لا؟ Then absolute value of t.
صحيح.
So substitute back the value of t, which is tan x over 2. The answer will be half ln the value of t absolute of tan x over 2 inside the absolute value minus 1 over 4. T square will be tan x over 2 square. X over 2, it will be tan square, all plus c. So yes, your answer is E is correct. This solution is correct here. You are right. Is that clear, شباب? طبعا this is يعني traditional question. Always we ask about something like this one. And I think I bring this question. I bring it from previous exam for your coordinator, for Walid, Dr. Walid. I think he bring this question before in one of his old exam room. Also, it's from textbook, by the way. يعني هو من الكتاب هذا السؤال. Yes.
دكتور ما يمكن نسوي simplify لساين x plus tan x من التريجومتريك equations بدون ما نعوض بال
Like what? You cannot simplify it to integrate it. يعني even if you try to simplify it, it will not be يعني try how you will do it.
ممكن مو نفس الإجابة تطلع، ممكن قيمة متساوية للمعادلة لكن مش نفس المطلوب.
Yeah, because the indefinite integral يا شباب in indefinite integral you should know the following information اللي حاحكيها الحين. The indefinite integral in general it is not necessary to give you the unique solution. It does not have unique solution. I mean, for some cases you will find another form of the solution because of this plus c. This plus c can be arbitrary and constant. I'm not talking about definite integral. يعني there is no limit of the integration. If there is some limit of integration, the answer always should be the same number. But here maybe you will get different form of the solution. That different form of the solution, maybe you will not find it in the choices. So because of that, if he asks you to use this hint, then you cannot use different way. Is that clear? If he give you يعني use this substitution, don't use any other way, because maybe you will use another technique and maybe you can solve the question, but maybe you will not get the same form of the solution. Even your solution may be correct, but it not necessarily will give you the same shape. Okay, this is from the improper integral هو 7.8, this question. And I will give you 2-3 minutes to try to solve it. See here يا شباب. It is easy one, but a little bit tricky. أو tricky يعني let's try to solve it. Okay. Suppose that يا شباب إنه this integral equal 5. If I suppose that إنه integral from 1 to infinity x to the power r dx equal 5. What is the value of r? يلا take 2-3 minutes to solve it. يلا all of you. If you solve it, you can raise your hand. Then we will solve it together. Let me see if there is pending request. Yeah, there is one. Approve. Okay. You are trying to solve it, right?
Yes, أنت قاعد بين the two limits, upper or lower. One constant and the other is the variable. The variable goes to infinity. You take the limit then. بس إنه أعتقد في إشكالية ماني مرتاح للحل.
Yeah, try to find r. Yeah, continue. If anyone of you solve it, just raise your hand. علي الغامدي. Okay, Ali, yeah, let's start solve.
solved it and I got minus 6 over 5.
Minus 6. Excellent. Minus 6 over 5 is the solution, but we need to see why.
Yeah.
Okay.
First, we take the limit as it goes to infinity.
Yeah, we need to deal with it as indefinite integral or an improper integral. So you will choose it to be a limit as b goes to infinity for the integral from 1 to b x to the power r dx. Okay, how to integrate this one?
To the power r plus 1. We have the answer, of course, so we have to solve for r now.
Yeah, now the answer will be x to the power, and its integral will be x to the power r plus 1 over r plus 1. Okay, and you need to substitute the lower and the upper bound, 1 to b. And you can take r outside, so it will be 1 over r. You can take 1 over r plus 1 outside. Why? Because this limit for b, so r here considered as constant. And this limit of integral, you substituted instead of x. So I can take r plus 1 outside, right? So it will be like this. Of what? Substituting instead of x to the power r plus 1b, so it will be b to the power r plus 1 minus 1 to the power anything will be minus 1. Is that clear till now, Shabab?
Yes. Yes.
Now, my question, what is the limit of b to the power r plus 1 as b goes to infinity? I don't know what is it. It's what?
Infinity, right?
No. It should be 0 لأن لو كانت infinity بتصير diverge. This one should goes to 0. You know why? Because if I substitute infinity to the power, يعني the whole question should be converged. لأن هي قيمة الانتجرال is number. So for sure this integral is converged. So if it goes to infinity, it will be diverge. To make it converge, since it's convergence will give you what? Since it's converged, then limit as b goes to infinity for b to the power r plus 1, this should be converged, should goes to 0. طيب, when this one goes to 0, this happens when r plus 1 is less than 0. So r should be less than minus 1. So any choice not less than 1, you will avoid it. So I know the following information. Okay, and r should be less than 1. Because this limit should be goes to 0, يعني I mean this one when it's negative, it will be in the denominator, it will be like this. So this one will be goes to 0. طيب, if this term goes to 0, طبعا حتقول لي كيف عرفت انه goes to 0? Because if it does not goes to 0, then it will goes to infinity, which is diverge. So this term should goes to 0 to be converged. And this is equal 5 from the question. So what you have minus 1 times 1 plus r, so it will be minus 1 over r plus 1 equal 5. Now you can solve it. So this means r plus 1 equal minus 1 over 5, which means r will be minus 1 over 5, minus 1 minus 6 over 5. Is that clear, Shabab? So the trick is here. The trick is here. You need to understand that this limit should goes to 0, because if I consider b to be infinity to the power positive, it will be infinity, and in this case it will be diverge. But I know that it is converge. طيب, limit, يعني when we have infinity to the power number will be 0, if that number here is negative, to be in denominator, right? It goes to 0. So why it goes to 0? Because it's converged. To converge mean what? Means the power exponent here should be negative. So r plus 1 should be less than 0, which means x will, r will be less than minus 1. Is that clear, this small trick?
كلير، بس شابتر كم هذا؟ لأنه أفكار مش شابتر 7 ولا؟
7.8 هذا.
كيف طيب أفكار convergent والdivergent فيه؟
اوكي، في الامبروبر انتجرال you have converge or diverge. في الامبروبر انتجرال we have converge integral or diverge integral. Why not? We have this idea from 7.8.
معلش مشكلتي أنا جالي ما راجعت.
Yeah, we have this idea. For sure we have this idea. Why? Because maybe in 11.3 we have the integral test, right? And the series will be converge or diverge if the improper integral is converge or diverge. So in 7.8 يا شباب we have the improper integral can be converge or diverge. Okay.
Okay.
يعني what I mean here is we have this idea, the convergence or divergence for the integral in 7.8. Is that small trick clear? هذا بس مفتاح السوليوشن هنا. Okay.
It's clear. Is there another way to solve this question?
I don't think that. Well, what's the other way?
No, I'm asking.
No. If you suggest something, we can discuss it. يعني. But in my mind, I didn't have any other technique. يعني. And by the way, Shabab, this is also question from your coordinator. Your coordinator, by the way, he was coordinator also in 183, I think, term 183. So I just when I see, of course, I go to the syllabus and I check who's the coordinator, and I try to figure out what is the tricky question from his old exam problem. I found this one and the previous one, this one. Okay, some tricky question. If we find it from his exams, I will explain it to you. Don't worry. Okay. What about question number 5? What about this question? Is that what do you think, Shabab? Why I put 7.8 here? Why I put 7.8? Why this is improper integral? Why is that? This is normal.
Because you have zero.
Zero in the domain.
Yeah, this is in the question. Even in the question, he said the improper integral because this function inside is disconnected at 0. So there is a problem inside here. There is a problem inside. You have to split this integral to be integral from -1 to 0 plus integral from 0 to 4. You have to split it. Right? Because 0 make this denominator 0. So it is improper integral in fact. Now, root of absolute value of x. شوفوا هنا. I will discuss absolute value of x. Absolute value of x يا شباب. In the interval from -1 to 0. -1 to 0. Is it positive or negative? Negative. So when you take it here, you take it minus x. So the absolute value here will be minus x because it's negative. And on the interval from 0 to 4, it will be just x because it's positive here. Is that clear?
Yes.
Is that one clear? Okay. So when I split the question will be like this. Here you will have minus x, and here you will have dx over what? Root of x. Is that clear? Now, as improper integral, you take limit as b goes to 0 for this one from -1 to b of dx over root of minus x. طيب, but there is a small idea here. You need to understand it very well. This interval starts from -1 to 0.
0 from the right?
0 from left.
Left, معلش.
I'm caring about 0 from left. I don't care about 0 from right. 0 from right will be in the next integral. So, plus limit as, let me choose c, goes to 0 from right of the integral from c to 4. Because you start from 0 to 4, so you're caring about the values near 0, but from right, not from left. From left, not included, from right. Is that clear? Because of that, you have to put from left or from right. This is important. Okay, of dx over root x. Now, yalla, try to continue now. All of you, I need you to continue solving and give me the solution. Is it A, B, C, D, or what? Or E?
Doctor, we use substitution. Use substitution.
Yes, you can use substitution. يعني if I use substitution here, شباب, it will be what? The first one. You will suppose that let u equal minus x, right? So du will be minus dx. So it will be minus limit as b goes to 0 from left of u to the power half. صارت 1 over u to the power half, which is u to the power minus half. When you find its integral u to the power minus half, it will be what? U to the power half over half. Over half, right? And you substitute the value of u again, it will be what? It will be minus t. minus x. Is that clear? It will be minus x here. It will be minus x here. Is that clear, شباب? يعني here just
Yes,
substitution. Let u here, just you let u equal minus x. Just, and you make the substitution. Is that clear, حبايبي?
I found the answer.
What's the answer?
A, converge and equal 6.
6.
Exactly. Converge and it's equal 6. Exactly. Now, plus, same thing here. You suppose that let u equal x, or you don't need to make substitution here, just because you integrate 1 over root x, it is x to the power half. Take it up, it will be minus half. Integrate it, it will be x to the power half over half. From c to 4. And here it is from -1 to b, right? And don't forget the limit as c goes to 0 from right. Once you simplify this one, it will be -2 limit as b goes to 0 from right of what is this one equal? It will be minus b to the power half minus l1 to the power half 1. Okay? And the other way, the other side, it will be limit c goes to 0 from right of, again, we will have 2 out. Here, there is another 2. And we will have what? Root 4, which is 2, minus root c. Okay? Now, this one will be 0. The first one is 0. The first one is 0. Here, the root c, because c goes to 0 from left or from right. And here, this is, see here, I can write it like this. Sorry. Okay. One of you maybe ask me why you choose negative numbers. And inside the root I have negative. Don't forget that no, b goes to 0 from left. So the values of b is negative. With this negative, it will be positive. So in fact, inside the root I have positive values. So don't worry about this one. So this term here goes to 0. This one also goes to 0, the other one. Good. Now, what we have, this is equal -2 multiplied by -1 plus 2 multiplied by 2. So this is equal 2 plus 4, which is equal 6. So in fact, it is convergent and equal 6. So the correct answer will be this one. Is that clear, Erjan?
Yes, clear.
Clear. Doctor?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I take the u to be the square root of -x, it's right? صح?
Yeah, but it will be more complicated. But yes, you can.
تمام.
It's easier to take just x. ونخلي الروت الباور. بعدين I will take the power up, it will be negative, then integrate it. But you can substitute if you want u equal root. Yes, it's possible, sure. Okay. Can I move to next one? Is that clear?
Oh yes, clear.
Good. Now next one, يعني it's supposed to be easy for you because it's just the arc length. Okay. In the arc length يا شباب, we have this question. طبعا I put the formula here. The arc length of the function should be continuous on an interval. طبعا if the curve in term of y equal f of x and this is the limit of integral of x, then the length, the arc length, it will be what? Integral from a to b of 1 plus the derivative square under the root. Okay, so this is the rule. Let me solve this question, or let me give you time to solve this question. I need you to find the arc length of this curve y in term of x, 3 plus cosine hyperbolic of x, if the interval from x equals 0 to x equal 2. This is, does it equal a, b, c, d, or e? يلا يا شباب, take 2 or 3 minutes to solve it.
دكتور بس ذكرنا قيمة السنش e to the power ايش بعدين minus مدري plus e to the power of something.
Okay. Sine hyperbolic with cosine hyperbolic. Let me try to remember it. Okay, I think sine hyperbolic of x, it will be e to the power x minus e to the power minus x over 2, and cosine hyperbolic x equal e to the power x plus e to the power minus x over 2. Is that true, Shabab? I think this is correct.
Yes, it's true.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So use this hint. Use this hint if you want.
Doctor, 1 plus sine hyperbolic square equal to cosine hyperbolic square, right?
Yes, another hint here. This is the identity between cosine hyperbolic and sine hyperbolic. The identity, I think it is 1 plus sine hyperbolic square of x equal cosine hyperbolic square. Yes, you are right. Of x. So cosine hyperbolic is 1 plus sine hyperbolic. You are right. This is all what you need in this question. These 3 rules. Let me double check if we have students in the waiting list. Okay. Hatem, you solve it?
Yes.
يلا يا حاتم. Yeah. What I have to do firstly? Hatem, open your mic.
Yes. First, I derive the
You derive
function.
it. Okay. So the function is 3 plus cosine hyperbolic x. You derive it. Its derivative will be what?
Sinh x.
It will be sinh or sine hyperbolic. Okay.
Yeah.
And y prime square will be what? Will be sine hyperbolic square.
Yes.
Good. Then you substitute in the rule, right?
Yes. 1 plus sinh square equal.
Okay. So the limit of integral will be from 0 to ln 2 and root of 1 plus the derivative square, which is sine hyperbolic square x dx.
Yes.
And this is equal 1 plus sinh. This is equal cosine hyperbolic square. So we will have the integral from 0 to ln 2 of root of cosine hyperbolic square x dx. طيب, this is equal what?
The square will remove the root. Then we have cosh. The integral.
Just like this?
Yes.
طيب, usually what is the root of x square يا شباب? In general, what is root of x square?
We take the absolute value of x.
Absolute value.
Why you don't
Absolute
take absolute
value?
Yes. Cosine hyperbolic
Because
is
it's
always
positive.
Okay, sure. In general, you have to take the absolute value, but Hatem didn't take the absolute value. Why? Because يا شباب, the absolute value of cosine hyperbolic x, it's always positive, so it will be always cosine hyperbolic x. You will say why it's positive. See here, it is exponential positive plus something positive over positive, so it's always positive. It is always positive. Is that clear? Cosine cosh or cosine hyperbolic is always positive. So because of that, we neglect the absolute value. But mathematically, you have to explain this. If it's in a quiz or something, if you write the answer. طيب, what is the integral of cosine hyperbolic? It will be sine hyperbolic. Right, يا حاتم?
Yes.
That you have weak connection. Okay, so how to find the value of this one? Simply, instead of sinh, you put its value. So e to the power x minus e to the power minus x over 2. And you substitute 0 to ln 2. Type e to the power ln 2, 2 minus e to the power minus ln 2. It will be what? Half. Exactly. Over 2. Minus. Substitute 0. E to the power 0, 1. Minus e to the power minus 0, also 1 over 0. So this is 0. So the answer will be 2 minus half. It is 3 over 2 over 2. So the answer will be 3 over 4. The answer will be 3 over 4, which is A. كلير يا شباب؟
Yes, clear.
Yeah,
Clear.
it's easy one يعني. Okay. Next question طبعا this is 8.1. Usually we have question about 8.1 اللي هو arc length and question another one for اللي هو area of service of revolution اللي هو 8.2. Now this is the rule يا شباب of the service of area of revolution. This is the rule, okay? All of us know this rule. But I need you to be careful about the following. What I mean by this y. This y, sometimes you will use it to be y itself, يعني خلها y, and sometimes you put y here to be its value in terms of x. So it's depend on what you have here. يعني, if the function here, x written already in terms of y, what I mean by this y? So what this y means? Means itself, خلها y. Why? Because when I find the derivative here and find the square of the derivative and add it to 1 under the root, then you will have root in terms of y. So outside you need y. So keep it as it is. But sometimes maybe you will have this function as y equal something in terms of x. So when you derive its square plus 1, you will have root in terms of x. So what I mean by y outside, it should be in terms of x, so you substitute its value in terms of x, اللي هو from the function. You remove y and put f of x. Is that clear?
Can you repeat it quickly?
Of course I can. Again, sometimes يا شباب, for example, this example here, is it x in terms of y or y in terms of x?
X in terms of y.
X in terms of y. طيب, when I find dx over dy, when I find the derivative, square the derivative, add 1 under the root, this root will be in terms of x or y? In terms of y. So this y outside, keep it as it is. Keep it as it is. But what in case for some question, the rules will be changed to be dy over dx square. Okay, why? Because in the question you will see what? The function written as y equal maybe 1 over 3 root of 4 minus 9 x square. So when you find the derivative square plus 1, the root, this root, again it will be in terms of x. Type, I have y outside. What I mean by this y? You cannot have x and y in the question. That means you replace this y, you replace it by its value in terms of x. اللي هي منين؟ اللي هي from the question. So this y can be itself or it can be its value in terms of x. Is that clear?
أو ممكن أغير in term of y.
Exactly. I'll change the function. But sometimes changing the function will be not easy. Sometimes. Sorry?
Yeah, it will be hard.
Sometimes it will be hard. Exactly. Sometimes it will be hard. طيب. Now, all of you, this is the rule and this is the question. In this question, if the curve equal this, and y, the limit of y will be from 1 to 1 over 3, is rotate about y-axis. Then the area of the surface of revolution is what? Equal what? طبعا this is the rule. If the revolution about y, it will be dy. Revolution about x, again, wait. About y-axis. Yeah, if it's about y-axis, the integral will be dy. About x-axis or anything parallel to x, it will be what? dx. So yeah, solve this question. Can you hear me, شباب?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
دكتور
Yes.
الإكويشن 2 باي y مو بعض الأحيان تكون 2 باي x.
Yeah. If the revolution about x-axis.
It's not the opposite.
What do you mean by opposite?
So yeah, if the revolution about y-axis, it will be 2 by x. But if it is about x-axis, it will be 2 by y.
Just minutes بس لأنه علقت الشيرنج عندي شوي بس. Let me see again what's the problem. Okay, that is the sharing. ثواني بس.
يا دكتور.
Yes please تفضلوا. مين اللي كان بيسأل؟ معلش علق بس لأنه الجهاز. Yes تفضل.
دكتور في الإكويشن 2 باي y أو 2 باي x مو أحيانا تكون 2 باي x.
Revolution يعني about x-axis you can evaluate it in terms of x or y. It's depend on the question and on the limit of integral. يعني in both cases you can solve it in terms of x or in terms of y. يعني here the question in terms of what? In terms of y, and this is limit of y. Okay, so I will use dy. If he said the axis of revolution or the revolution about y-axis and everything in terms of x, you put here dx, and instead of y you put f of x, and instead of the derivative you find the derivative in terms of x, and the limit of integral will be x. Just I said you can solve it in both cases. We will see.
Okay.
We will see. Yes. Another one, I think he asked about something. Yes.
Doctor, I ended up with a large numbers inside the integral to integrate, and even inside the square root. Yeah. Not that large, but it's tough to that. So it seems like I got something wrong.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe you got something wrong. We will see now. Who solved it? Yes.
I think he means about the revolution. When it's about a vertical line, the thickness will be on the x-axis. So about the y-axis, it is a vertical line. Am I right, or I don't know?
I say that you can solve it in يعني if the revolution about y it's depends on the question. The question can be written, the rules can be written in terms of x or in terms of y. In both cases you can solve it. This is not like a cylindrical shell يعني. Not like cylindrical shell. Cylindrical shell, if the revolution about y, you can solve it in terms of x. If it's in terms of x, if it's revolution about x or anything parallel to x, you solve it in terms of y. This is depend on the givens. Now, see here the givens is what? I will show you. I will show you. I put here question in terms of y, and in the quiz I think I put another question in terms of x. And I will send you a solution for both of them. This one I will solve it for you, and in the quiz also I will send the solution. But now let us solve it step by step. Who solved this question? Abdullah, you solve it?
Yes.
Yalla, let's start step by step with Abdullah. Again, ya shabab. Why this is dy? Why I will use this rule? Because everything written in terms of y. I have function in terms of y, limit of integral in terms of y, about y-axis type. About y-axis, does that mean every integral should be in terms of x? No, it can be x or y. It's dependent on the given. Okay, Abdullah, yalla, let's start.
تمام. First we take the derivative of the function.
What is the derivative? What is the derivative يا عبد الله؟
1/3. أنا فصلت عليها بس إن الموجب إنها بتصير -3y over square root of 4 minus 9y square.
Okay, 1 over 3 multiplied by this one is to the power half, right? So
1 over 2.
1 over 2 exactly. 4 minus 9y square to the power minus half multiplied by طبعا we use the chain rule. Yeah,
Minus
we use
18.
general minus 18y. Try to simplify it just. It will be, this is 1/6 with the 18, so it will be minus 3 up. So it will be minus 3y. And this root to the power minus half, right? Take it down, it will be root of 4 minus 9y squared down. It's important to simplify it because once you simplify it, you will get everything clear. Now, x prime square will be what?
9y square.
9y square, or root will be simplified. Exactly. Type 1. Yeah, and if I want to go to the question, what is the surface area? Okay, let me change the color. I will use this one here. So S will be what? Will be the integral from 0 to third of 2 by. Should I put y or the value of y? Everything
y of x, x of y.
Y itself, exactly. Root of 1 plus the derivative. Uh, 9, 4 minus 9y squared. Like this, right?
Yes, yes.
I got what you mean here. I got what you mean here. الحين فهمت عليك أول إيش تقصدون.
This is what I end up with.
Yeah. Sorry.
Doctor, isn't it x of y?
This should be x, right? Here.
إيه أنا استغربت.
When you doctor, you will visualize the idea.
لما يكون الأكسس
Yeah. You are right. Here it should be x. Yes. So here it can be 2 integral. I got what you mean now. This is في type عندي هنا. It should be x. So here instead of y. Oh no, دقيقة. Yeah, should be x, right? And instead of x here, I will use its value. هذه. You are right. إذا هذا كان قصدكم أول. أنا ما فهمت عليكم.
تمام.
Yes.
Yeah, هذا اللي تقصدوه. Yes, 100% قصدكم. So this is x, and this should be in term of y. So instead of x, because here I have y, so instead of x, I will use what? 1/3 this root. Exactly. So now I got you. Before I didn't understand what you mean. Okay, so it will be from 0 to 1/3, 2 by times 1/3 root of 4 minus 9y square multiplied by root of 4 plus not 4, 1. Make it with the same denominator هنا, واحد من المقامات. So it will be what? 4 minus 9y square plus 9y square over 4 minus 9y square, right? This one cancel that one. And once you multiply the root by the root, you will find that we have the same denominator with numerator will simplify it also. So we will have integral from 0 to 1/3. Take all the constants outside عشان نرتاح منهم. So it will be 2 pi over 3. And again, to just explain everything, all of these roots will be, this is the first root. And the second root, you multiply it by what? 1/4 minus 9y square. I mean, this one will simplify with that one. So it will be 2 pi over 3, integral from 0 to 1/3.
There is a mistake. There's a mistake.
What is it? 4.
It should be 4 pi over 3.
4. Yeah, 2 dy, right? And this is equal 4 pi over 3. Integral of dy will be y from 0 to 1/3. And this will be 4 pi over 3 multiplied by 1/3 minus 0. So the solution will be 4 pi over 9. So if you get some complicated number or something, maybe you missed something here in the simplification. So the solution will be what? 4 pi over 9, which is E. Is it clear now?
Yes, clear.
So what you mean before? Yes, this one should be x. Yes, you are right. Yes, you are right. I'm sorry for that. And because this is x and everything written in terms of y, I replace x by its value, and its value will be this one. if everything written in term of x, you keep this x as it is. That's what I mean. Yeah, everything is clear. You are right. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Now we
uh,
will chapter. Yes.
because the y-axis parallel to the x, parallel to the.
It will be vertical.
Yeah. So it's parallel to all the value of x. So we take x, right?
Again.
The y-axis is vertical, so it's parallel to all value of x.
No. Here I have the same words. Here dy or about y-axis, it can be in terms of x or y. But here I make mistake here. It's about this x. But if I give you function in term of, if this function was like this, y equals something in term of x, so the derivative and everything and this root will be in term of x. So that x will be what? Will be itself. You didn't replace it as same as what I have here. Here I replace it because everything in term of y. But if everything in term of x, you didn't replace it. You keep it as it is.
I know, but we write 2 by x because the y-axis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If the revolution was not y-axis, for example, x equal 2, we will take x, right? x minus 2.
لا don't worry about this section. Always the ما حيلعب في الراديوس. ما عندي راديوس هنا.
Yeah, بس to clarify.
Yes. So you deal with it same as. Yes, sure. You deal with it same as y because it's parallel to y. Yes. طيب, in chapter 11 يا شباب. First part of chapter 11 will be 11.1, which is sequence. Sequence is very easy. Why? Because the only test for sequence will be take the limit as n goes to infinity. If it's converge, it will be converge. If it's diverge, diverge وخلاص. Okay, so it's easy. 11.1 is very easy because I have just one test. But 11, the series in general, starting from 11.2 till the end of this section, there are many tests. So the sequence, this sequence, is it converge to minus pi over 3, to minus 2, diverge to minus 3, or 2? Which one of the choices will work here? As I said, the only test here for the sequences, if he said sequence, خلاص, take limit as n goes to infinity. So I will take limit as n goes to infinity for this. N sine of pi plus 3 over n. And we will see what we will have. Now, if you substitute directly, you will get what? You will get what يا شباب? Infinity
multiply a number.
مش أي number. Infinity times sine 3 over infinity 0. Sine pi is what?
0.
Aha. Infinity by 0 from calculus 1, from math 101. This is indeterminate form, yeah. This is indeterminate form. So I have to be careful about this one. This is infinity times 0. Infinity times 0 is indeterminate form. What's that mean? That means you need to put it in a standard form. 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity. طيب, how to put it in that form?
L'Hopital rule.
Before L'Hopital rule, you have to just
1 over n.
Exactly. This n, I can put it down 1 over n. Exactly. This is small trick and it will solve the problem. In this case, it is what? 0 over 0. If it's 0 over 0, now you can use L'Hopital rule. What is the L'Hopital rule, yeah? You take what? Limit as n goes to infinity, derivative of numerator over the derivative of denominator. What is derivative of sine? It will be cosine of pi plus 3 over n, multiplied by derivative of the interior, which is minus 3 over n squared. Right?
Yeah. صحيح.
Derivative of denominator alone, it will be minus 1 over n squared. N squared with n squared روحت, minus with minus simplified. So we have what? We have limit as n goes to infinity for cosine وهي 3 of pi plus 3 over n. طبعا down over 1. Okay. This is equal 3 over n as n goes to infinity, it will be 0. So the answer will be 3 cosine of pi. طب what is cosine pi? minus 1 times 3 minus 3. So the solution is minus 3. The solution is minus 3. Is that clear?
Yes.
So be careful, Shabab. Be careful. Be careful about once you substitute it, you need to be understand exactly. You cannot say it is just infinity times number. Infinity times number is infinity. But infinity times 0, this is different story because this is indeterminate form and you have to change it to be 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity, then use L'Hopital rule. Is that clear?
Yes, clear.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good.
clear.
Good. Now, question number 9. Again, it is sequence. And this sequence, the only test here will be what? Take limit as it goes to infinity. Yeah. Again. Yes. Who has a question? Question or something? Okay. Now, I will take limit as n goes to infinity for this. Okay. And when I substitute, this is will give you what?
Infinity minus infinity.
Exactly. Infinity minus infinity. Type infinity minus infinity, also one of the indeterminate forms. How to change it to 0 over 0 or how to simplify it? Infinity minus infinity from Math 101. Conjugate. Exactly. Conjugate. So you take conjugate. 2. Exactly. For n square minus n, you multiply by its conjugate, and its conjugate, as you know, it is 2n plus root of 4n square minus n over itself. Okay, over itself. So you multiply by the conjugate up and down. Once you multiply by conjugate, by the way, the conjugate is just a small trick because anything over itself will be 1, right? Will be 1. So if you multiply by the conjugate, then you multiply by nothing. You multiply by 1. You make no changes. So the question becomes limit as n goes to infinity for what? Any number times its conjugate will give you what? First square minus second square. So it will be 4 square minus, yes.
معليش بقاطعك بس المفروض ما يكون في شرط في السؤال ان الان ما تساوي 0.
Why?
لانه المقام اذا ضربت بالكونجيجنت راح يكون 0.
It's a sequence and start from
طب
1.
لو كانت السيكونس هذه 0 يعني خلاص بطلت سيكونس. لو كانت بعدين in يعني لما when you talk about sequence you take n goes to infinity يعني n equals 0 is just one part. In the sequence and the series in general you don't look for one index. يعني 0 will be one index. This sequence work when n equals 0, n equal 1, n equal 2 and infinity. So the sequence of number يا صديقي 0 will be here will be just the first term. Second term will n equal 1, it will be number, n equal 2 number. So this is what I mean by sequence.
ممكن تكون divergent اصلا.
Yeah, ممكن تكون converge or diverge, but this sequence in general it goes to where? So if n equals 0, no problem. You don't, يعني this is just the first term. But the other terms goes to where? To infinity, to number, diverge, converge. That's what we are checking.
So we are saying that we are excluding the first term which is 0.
You don't need to exclude anything because
ما يأثر في convergent و convergent term واحد.
Yeah, term واحد ما يأثر. One term does not affect on any does not affect at all يعني. You see at the end when n goes to a very large number, when n goes to infinity, what will happen with this sequence? n equals 0 is just the first term, so it's not important.
Yes.
Even the first million terms, it's not important. At n equal to infinity, what will happen? That's what we are studying here. Okay, when you multiply any number by its conjugate, it will be first square minus second square. The second square, it is the root. Square will be 4n square minus n. Okay, in the denominator we have 2n plus root minus n, like that. If you simplify it, it will be limit as n goes to infinity. That is why we take limit as n goes to infinity, because we are looking for the changes on the behavior of this sequence at infinity, at very large number. So 4n square minus 4n square will cancel each other, and you will have n here. In the denominator, you can take n common factor, right? يعني let me simplify it for you. 2n plus. If I want to take n from this rule, I will take in from inside, but when I take it up, it will be, when I take it out, it will be in. But in fact, inside the root, I take in square. So it will be 4 minus 1 over n, like that. Is that clear?
Yes, clear.
Exactly. So it will be n over n, take it common factor, 2 plus this root. N with n simplified. So your question becomes limit as n goes to infinity for what? For 1 over 2 plus root 4 minus 1 over n. Minus, let me give just some space, minus 1 over n. Limit as n goes to infinity, 1 over n becomes 0, and this is becomes 1 over 2 plus root 4. So the answer is 1 over 4. So you just take limit as n goes to infinity and see what's happened. So the answer is D. Clear, حبايبي?
Yes, clear.
Clear.
Yeah, no, sequence يعني its story is very easy because just take the limit as n goes to infinity. بس ما في يعني there is no other cases يعني. طيب. Question number 10, the sequence. Let's start with the sequence. This sequence converge and its limit equal 5 over 2, 5, 1, 5 over 4, or diverge. It's also sequence. This one is also sequence, not series. Okay. Also here we take the limit as n goes to infinity. All right? Yeah, I think this is simpler one. I don't know why, but simpler the previous two questions. Okay. All of you, try to solve it. It's direct. It's a direct question. I think why I bring it. I bring it just to remind you how to deal with factorization.
يس انه تضيف تيرمز عشان تساوي انه مضروب على مضروب بتروح ويبقى لك تيرم او تيرمين.
Yeah, let me give you 2 minutes to solve it. Yeah, all of you. Take 2 minutes to solve it. Yes, Saleh, you have something or you solve it?
5 over 4.
5 over 4, this one, I think it's correct. Okay. يلا يا صالح, let me solve it with you. How you solve it?
Simplify the denominator.
Okay, we take limit as n goes to infinity. Now,
Yes.
when you have factorization up and down, يا شباب, you start with the larger one. You simplify the first 2, 3 terms, whatever, till get... why I start with the larger one? Because I need to simplify till get the smaller one to simplify it with it. Okay, which is larger? 2n minus 1 or 2n plus 1?
2n plus 1.
2n plus 1.
So I will simplify the denominator. Keep the numerator as it is with its factorization. And here 5n squared plus 2n as it is in the denominator. 2n plus 1 factor will be what?
2n plus 1 multiplied by 2n multiplied by 2n plus 1 factorial.
Exactly. 2n plus 1 multiplied by the previous one, which is 2n, multiplied by the previous 2n minus 1. Okay? And you simplify that one with that one. Because of that, we start with the larger one. And if you have a limit as n goes to infinity, ya shabab, for polynomial over polynomial, what I have to do? طبعا both of these polynomial with the same degree. يعني this is of order 2 and this is of order 2. We limit as n goes to infinity. So you take the factor of the highest power up over the factor of the highest power down. And we done.
Doctor?
Yeah.
I didn't understand the denominator of the first line.
Okay. Okay. You didn't understand how I factorize this?
Yes.
Okay. 3 factor equal what, يا صديقي?
3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1.
Okay. 6 factor equal what?
6, 5, 4, 3, 1.
6, 4, 6, 5, 4. طيب, can I stop at 4 put 3 factor here? Can I do this?
Yes.
Can I طيب, erase this one and stop here?
Yes.
Yes, why not? طيب, suppose that I give you 3 factorization over 6 factor. It will be what? 3. It will be 3 over 6 factor will be 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 factor. This one simplified with that one, and you will get this constant. This is the same idea what I use here. I start with the larger one, and I go down step by step until get this one, then simplify it.
Yes, I understand.
وضحت الحين? Is that clear?
وضحت.
Yes. This is just the idea that I use. Okay. Let me move to next question. In this question, Shabab, we will talk about something very important called the Telescopia Series. Okay. What is the Telescopia Series in general? You will have series on this form. Sum of the Pn minus Pn plus 1. This series will be converged if P itself is converged. And the sum, شوف يا شباب, in the series, when he asks you to find the sum, معناته you have to think about telescopian أو geometric series أو something بعدين حنتطرق له اللي هو ال power series expansion يعني expansion of sine, expansion of cosine or tan. So telescopian series is one of the series which will give you the sum. Type, how it's work? It's work like the following. You have n plus 1 here and n plus 2 here. Okay. Do you know what Sn mean? Do you know Sn means what? It is the partial sum. This Sn means the partial sum. What partial sum mean? Yani instead of find the sum of from 0 to infinity, I will take just idea about the partial sum. I will take the sum of the first n terms. Okay? The first n terms, let me start. Sn, it is first term plus second plus third plus fourth until n. Let me just try to figure out what will happen. If I found some rules here, then I will take a limit as n goes to infinity of the partial sum, and it will give you the sum from 0 to infinity. Is that clear?
Yes, clear.
So this is the idea here. This is the idea. I will find what is the rule of the partial sum, then after find the rule, I will take a limit as n goes to infinity of the partial sum. That means you find the sum from the first part to infinity. Type, what is the partial sum? Let me start. What is the first term? Substitute instead of n. The first term is at n equals 0. Yalla, suppose substitute instead of n 0. It will be 6 tan inverse root 3 over 0 plus 1, 1. So it is tan inverse of 3. Okay. Minus 6 tan inverse of root 3 over 0 plus 2, root 3 over 2. Good. So this is at what? This is when n equals 0. Type. What will happen if n equal 1? Yeah. Let n equal 1. Substitute in the series. It will be 6 tan inverse of root 3. Yalla, substitute instead of n1. It will be root 3 over what?
Over 2.
Over 2.
Over 2.
Minus 6 tan inverse of root 3 over what?
3.
Over 3. Type plus. So this is when n equal 1. Type. Next term. When n equal 2, what will happen? It will be 6 tan inverse of what? Root 3 over. Yalla, n equal 2 over 3. Minus 6 tan inverse of root 3 over 4.
Yeah, now we can take n.
And so on, right? This is when n equal 2. Type. Can you give me what is the term when n equal minus 1? Yani I know the last term. When n equal 1, I know it. It is the same as the rule. 6 tan inverse of root 3 of n plus 1 minus 6 tan inverse of root 3 of n plus 2. This is at n. طب what is the previous term? يعني ال n minus 1 term مين حيكون؟ It is 6 tan inverse instead of n put n minus 1. Root 3 of n plus 1 minus 1 n minus 6 tan inverse of root 3 over n plus n minus 1 plus 2 n plus 1. Exactly. So what's happening here? Let me figure out. See here, this term minus plus simplified. This one with this one simplified. This one will simplify with the previous one, right? and this one here with this one with the previous one here, and so on. So what is the what's happened? The partial sum يا شباب will be just the first and the last term. Everything else simplified. Everything else is simplified, right? Right شباب ولا لا؟
Yes, right.
Always we take the first and the last.
Sometimes you get second with the not the last, the previous one. يعني the second with n-1 sometimes in some cases, but most probably أو يعني معظم الحالات we will get the first with the second, but it can be in some cases it can be first with last, first with the not last n-1 يعني. Okay, in some cases يعني.
Yeah, I think when n equal to 1, the scope
just
changes.
No, just 1 second. Okay. Okay.
The series when it begin with 1 or 2, I think the telescope would change 2 term and 2 term.
Yes. So you know, it could be first with last, second with n-1. It can be like that. Yes. So what is Sn يا شباب? Sn is the first with the last in this case. So Sn will be just the first term 6 tan inverse of root 3 minus 6 tan inverse of root 3 over n plus 2. Type, what is the limit as n goes to infinity of the partial sum Sn? This one will goes to 0 and tan inverse of 0 will be 0, right? So it will be just what? 6 tan inverse of root 3. صح? Minus 0.
صح.
Which is 6 tan inverse of root 3. Tan inverse of root 3 is what?
By over.
It will be
2
pi
pi.
over 3. 6 times pi over 3, which is equal to pi. So this series is converge and its sum. طبعا السيريز اللي بتعطيك السم يعني any test give you if it's converge or diverge with the sum, it's very strong. So the Telescopia series is يعني fantastic because it's give you the sum and converge or diverge. So the answer is C. Is that clear?
Yes.
Let me move to question number 12 because we have just 15 minutes. Let me hurry up. Okay. We are talking now about geometric series. This is the geometric series. Any series of this form, it will be converged if the radius of convergence is less than 1 as an absolute value. And it will be diverged if the absolute value of R, the radius of, the ratio I mean here, it will be greater than 1. So let's see here this example. Is it converge or diverge? And also the geometric series is very strong because it will give you also the sum of the series. See here, Shabab, you can split this series into 2 parts. Summation from n equal 1 to infinity of minus 0.2 to the power n plus the sum from n equal 1 to infinity of 0.6 n minus 1. Is that clear? Now, this one, what is R here? What is R here?
0. minus 0.
Minus 2.
Or 0.
Which is less than 1 as an absolute value. So it's converged. We can find its sum. This one here, radius will be 0.6 as an absolute value. It will be less than 1 also. So it will be also converged geometric series. So both of them.
هل جدا ان هنا انت بتحسب two sums then you will sum them up, right?
I will find the sum of each one of them, then I will add it. Because this is geometric.
اي النيجاتيف 0.2 to the power of n يمديك تاخذ منها تيرم واحد اللي هو نيجاتيف 0.2 وبعدين تخليها نيجاتيف 0.2 to the power of n minus 1.
You can, but also this one on its form it will be geometric because the first term here will be you can substitute it. I mean the first term will not affect, but you can, if you want, you can split the first term to make it n minus 1. Yeah, but if I deal with it same as it is, what will happen? See here, it will be the sum will be a, the first term. So if you change it, the first term will change. At the end, you will get the same rule. Don't worry. So, yalla, a will be what? The first term. The first term will be at n equal 1. Minus 0.2 to the power 1 will be minus 0.2. divided by 1 minus الريشيو اللي هي minus 0.2 plus second term. What is the first term? It will be what?
1.
1, exactly. So it will be 1 over, that has 0.6 to the power 0, which is 1, over 1 minus 0.6. So the sum will be what? Minus 0.2 over 1.2 plus 1 over 0.4, right? Which is equal 0.22 over 10 over 12, 2 over 12 will be minus 1 over 6 plus 4 over 10, 10 over 4. And this is will be minus 4 plus 60 over 24, which is equal 54 or 56 over 24. Can I simplify it? Yes, you can, sure, by dividing by 7. If you're dividing by 7 up and down, it will be dividing by 8. It will be 7 over 3. If I divide it by 8, right? By 8. Yeah, exactly. So the solution here will be what? Will be 7 over 3C. So it's geometric. Let me go back again to the suggestion of your friend. Your friend said that this should be n minus 1. Not necessary. Why? If you want this one to be n minus 1, you split the first term, or you add term, the previous one. Type in this case, you will get 0. This is what you add, 0.2, and the first term now will be to the power 0, which is 1. Again, you will go back to the same idea. So don't worry. It will be the same. طيب.
Doctor, the A is the first term?
A is the first term, yes.
Okay.
A is the first term.
So, Doctor, if I have r to the power n plus 3 plus 6 plus million, it's the same, right? I can geometric series.
Again?
If I have,
for
example, this 0.2 to the power n plus 1000, the radius will be 0.2, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Inside it's fixed, because even if you take 0.2 to the power n plus 1000, okay, take the sound outside, it will be just constant here, صح? And again you will have 0.2 to the power n. Yeah, and the constant outside, which is 0.2 to the power 1000. The ratio at the end, it will be just 0.2. Yes.
Yeah. Clear.
Yeah, you just simplify the constant. This is also Telescopia Series. Why? Look here and be careful. Sometimes you will face something like this. Type, when I face something like this small trick, once you do it, خلاص. What is the trick here? You just distribute it, just split it. It will be sum from n equal 2 over infinity. I will take this part, then I will take this part. And let me change the other color here. I split it, just. So once you split it يا شباب, it will be what? It will be, خليني أكتب لك إياها just step by step عشان I will not complete it because it will be clear يعني. Minus sum from n equal to, not sum, no need for split the sums, just like this. Okay, so this is my series, right? This is equal what? Summation from n equal 2 to infinity of ln n plus 1 over ln n plus 1. It will be 1 over ln n minus ln n over ln n. It will be just 1 over ln n plus 1. Now let's go back to the standard form of the Telescopian series. Yeah, find Sn, blah, 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 blah. Then find the limit as n goes to infinity of the Sn. You will find the solution. So what is the trick? Just to split it. That's just the first step. This is the trick in this question. Is that clear?
Doctor, the number 2 will make difference or what?
What is it?
N equal 2. Will it make a difference?
No. But do you know why he starts from n equal 2?
If n equals to 1, the power will be 0.
Because ln 1 is 0. Ln 2 is, ln 0. Ln 0. He couldn't start from 0 because ln 0 is undefined. But he couldn't start at 1 also. At what? At 1. Why? Because
ln 1 is 0.
Sorry. 0 is a problem here. n equals 0 is a problem here because 0 plus 1 ln 1. Ln 1 is 0, 0 in denominator undefined. And ln n equal 1, n equal 1 will be problem here in the first because ln 1 is 0 in the denominator. It will be undefined. So because of that, he just skipped the problems. The problems will be at 0, 1. So let me start from n equal 2. Does that make any difference?
No.
No, because this is from n equal 2 to infinity. I just skip the first two terms. Yeah. And even these two terms is undefined. Yani the series here will be undefined at these two terms. I just skip it. No problem with that. طيب. Again, see here. See this example here, شباب.
Can you give us the answer?
In the previous question, you mean?
Yeah, the final answer.
The final
Yeah,
answer.
what's the answer?
Ln 2, right? Or what?
It will be 1 over ln 2.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it will be this one, yes. Yeah. Question 14, شباب. I have don't forget that you integral from 1 to infinity of 1 over x to the power b, it will be converge if b greater than 1, diverge if b less than 1. Okay, this is a rule from the improper integral. 1 over x to the power b, it will be converge if b greater than 1, diverge if b less than or equal 1. طيب.
دكتور هذه اثبتناها لما حلينا السؤال الثاني اعتقد او شيء.
Yes. But why I put it here? Because I need to use this series. Is it converge or diverge using the integral test? I just put this one to remind you about what we need to use. See here. For which values of b this series is converge or diverge? يلا. طبعا شوف يا شباب ايش المعيار هنا. Why he starts from 2? You have to think about this one. Because n equals 0, make denominator 0. n equal 1 will make this one equal 0. So he choose values where the function is continuous. And if the function is continuous, you can't find its integral. So this is an evidence that you need to use the integral test. Okay? Now, what is the integral test? The integral test, say that this is converge if the corresponding improper integral is converge. So n equal 2 to infinity of 1 over n ln n to the power p is converge if the corresponding improper integral from 2 to infinity of 1 over x ln x to the power p dx is also converge. Right? So I need to see what is the values of b that make this series is converge. It will be in the same values where b make this integral converge. Okay, so let me deal with the integral. Now, the integral will be 2 to infinity of 1 over x ln x power p dx. If I suppose that let u equal ln x, then du will be what? Will be 1 over x dx, which is I already have it. But suppose that I don't need to substitute back. So if x equal 2, this means in u equal ln 2. And if x equal infinity, that means u will be ln infinity, which is also infinity. So the integral becomes what? Becomes as improper integral limit as b goes to infinity of integral from ln 2 to b of 1 over x, it is du, and this is 1 over u to the power b du. Now look, it will be converge where? This is converge. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't use this one, no need. This is because this is also infinity, right? This integral from this rule, it will be what? It will be converge if b greater than 1.
Yeah.
So the answer will be D. Because this integral will be converged if b greater than 1, which means the series will be converged when b also greater than 1. Yes.
دكتور ليش ما قلنا من الأول يا دكتور إنه يعني قلنا إن البي greater than 1 نفس السؤال يعني من قبل ما نحل يعني.
How is that?
مثلا لو كان البي بالماينس راح تطلع على فوق صح؟ راح تكون divergent.
By what?
البي سيريز.
بس عندنا 1 over n.
والان اللي تحت. يعني if b is integral it will be ln n to the power p if b is negative. Okay, over n والn هذه وين راحت فيها؟ So you need evidence of that. So I use the integral test. You are right, but how? How is that? Using the integral test. Just. But you are right.
تمام.
Okay.
دكتور
Yes.
مو في conditions لازم نشوفها قبل ما نستخدم الانتجرال تيست.
Yeah, it should be continuous, decreasing, and positive terms. It is already with positive terms. It's already with positive terms because n starts from 2. And I check when I told you that why I will use the integral test because it's continuous. لأنه I avoid the problems which is 0 and 1. I start from 2. This is the condition. So it is continuous and decreasing because the numerator is 1 and the denominator will be increased. So it is decreasing function. So it is continuous, decreasing with positive terms, so you can use the integral test. Yes, you are right, but it's already satisfied here. Clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Abdullah, we need just 3 minutes to solve the last question, okay?
Okay, take your time, Doctor.
Okay. Okay, Shabab, let's start just to talk about the last question here, which is this question. Again, what is the idea here? You need also to note this one. Why he starts from n equal 3? He starts from n equal 3 because he went to say somehow there is some problem on n equal 1 and n equal maybe 0 or something like that. Okay? So he starts from n equal 3. So this is another evidence that you need to use the integral test. What is the corresponding integral here? It will be integral from 3 to infinity of 1 over x over ln x root of ln x square minus 1. So how to integrate this one or how to use it? dx طبعا. How to evaluate this integral? Let u equal what?
Then x.
du will be 1 over x. Okay, then du will be 1 over x. طيب, the integral will be what? It will be the integral. You can choose limit as b goes to infinity of the integral from 3 to b of 1 over x dx, it is du. And down you have what? Ln x is u root of u square minus 1. This is look like what يا شباب? Like
limit يا دكتور ما نغيره.
You can keep it as it is, then I will substitute back. I can. Okay. But this is look like what? This is look like trigonometric substitution. Yeah. This is the assumption of secant. Let u equal secant theta. And du will be what? Will be secant theta, tan theta, d theta, right? 8.3. Yes. Yeah. So what is the root of u square minus 1? It will be root of secant square theta minus 1, which is root of tan square theta. And root of tan square theta, it will be just tan theta because when we suppose the trigonometric substitution, we suppose that in the theta should be in the first or third in the condition when we take the assumption of the trigonometric substitution, right?
Yes.
So the question becomes what, ya shabab? It will be limit as b goes to infinity for the integral. This is ln 3. Yeah, ln 3. Okay, I will change the limit. طبعا ln b if you want, ln 3 and ln b if you want, and ln b goes to infinity. It will not make any changes. Okay, to ln b. Okay, now du is what? Secant theta, tan theta, d theta over u is secant, and this root give you tan theta. So everything simplified, and you will have limit as b goes to infinity of just theta. طبعا it is now the integral of d theta, right? From ln 3 to b. طبعا ln b or b here, it will not make any difference because b goes to infinity. يعني if I write it b, I can do it. يعني no problem. So it will be limit as b goes to infinity. Integral of d theta will be theta from ln 3 to b. And this is equal what? It's clear that it will be limit as b goes to infinity for b minus ln 3. As b goes to infinity, it will be divergent. So it is divergent, but using what? Using the integral test.
دكتور مو بهذا الباوندري حق اليو مو حق الثيتا.
What I mean here يا صديقي it will not make. طيب I will show you. Okay, let u equal b ماشي then b. My question or my idea is that if b goes to infinity, then b goes to what? Also to infinity. That's what I mean. Because of that, if I put ln or not, it will be the same. But خلاص, keep it as you want.
بس هذا البوندرز حق اليو ما هي حق الثيتا.
اقدر اقول مثلا اليو من الانفرس للسيكنت خلاص تصير الثيتا تساوي سيكنت يو انفرس سيكنت يو.
Yeah, it will be integral of theta. طيب, if you want to change, even if you change it, it will be what? It will be from theta equal ln 3. You mean here, if you want to find it in term of theta, it will be secant inverse of u, right? So if u equal ln, it will be just constant, ln b, secant inverse of b.
We are looking for infinity.
It will be also infinity. It will be also infinity.
ما بيكون يساوي constant الأول فخلاص ما.
Yeah. One of them constant and the other will go to infinity in all cases. If it's for u or theta or whatever. Don't worry about this one. It will be also infinity. So this is divergence, okay? Tomorrow, Shabab, we will continue with part 2. In part 2, I will continue from 11.4. I prepared some good questions from 11.4 till 11.10. And some of these questions is very important because it's AA plus students or AA plus problems, but it will be easy, inshallah, after we're done tomorrow. Thank you, Shabab. And Abdullah, you can in the class if you. Yes, yeah, Saleh, you have something?
Here it's diverged by the test of divergence. It's also
integral. See, diverged by integral test.
Yeah, the same question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
By mistake, yeah. Okay. It is diverged by the integral test. Yes. Okay, Abdullah. If you want to end up the class, I will meet you tomorrow, Shabab. Okay.
إن شاء الله نفس التوقيت دكتور.
Same time. Yes, same time.
يعطيك العافية دكتور.
الله
يعافيك.
تمام يا شباب.
دكتور
كل الشكر.
the class بكرة بيكون مسجل لأن عندنا فاينل بكرة.
Yeah. All our classes is recorded, يعني, and you will find it on أرشفة. Also in this team you will find it. You will find it in this team also on أرشفة website.
تمام.
Go ahead, Abdullah. Okay.
كل الشكر للدكتور العزيز شادي العمري على تقديم الحصة، كما نشكر الحضور، وإن شاء الله كانت حصة مثرية وعادت بالفائدة على الجميع. نتمنى منكم تعبئة الاستبيان الموجود بالشات للاستفادة من ملاحظاتكم وتطوير مستوى التقديم في قادم الأيام. وأيضا رابط الكويز موجود في الشات لتأكيد الفائدة، بإمكانكم الاطلاع عليه والاستفادة من أخطائكم. وللمزيد من البرامج الأكاديمية المفيدة نذكركم متابعة حسابنا عبر تويتر، ولقائنا معكم غدا بإذن الله في الحصة الثانية في نفس هذا التوقيت. شكرا لكم وشكرا دكتور شادي.